Hey folks, welcome to No Tech Talk, tips, advice, and consulting for your business's IT. I am your host, Barb Paluszkiewicz, and for those of you taking notes, Paluszkiewicz is spelled the exact way it sounds. Paluszkiewicz. Trust and verify at CDNTechnologies.com. What I want to share with you today is how to protect and secure your business systems and all of the information it contains in extreme environments. Because what if your machines that you use for your business need to be waterproof or fireproof or freezer-proof? You kind of have to do whatever it takes to protect your data these days against fires and floods and tornadoes. Because remember, your business insurance will protect your building, but it's not going to protect your data. So when you back up your data, there's this unspoken but spoken rule of 3. You should always have 3 copies of your data on at least 2 different devices, and one of those devices should be protected against disasters, whether it's offsite in the cloud or on a fancy ioSafe device. That's a spoiler alert as to who we have on the show today. Because this podcast is for you if your business or part of your business operates in an extreme environment of heat or moisture, because essentially at the end of the day, business is all about data, and you will need fireproof and waterproof data storage protection. You have to be 100% in control of your business's data these days. You have to keep all of that information private, and in the event you need it, you want to make sure that it's there. So at any time during this show, you can reach out to me at CDNTechnologies.com. We are a managed service provider here in Mississauga, which is an outsourced IT company, and we provide IT service, IT support, and IT security to local companies here in Mississauga and throughout North America. I'm also author of the book, IT Scams, How Do You Know If You're Being Ripped Off? And just to let you know that CDN Technologies has been doing IT since 1989, and we've seen changes, some good, some bad, and some ugly. Fires, floods, and tornadoes, those are all ugly. ioSafe devices, these are good because they are disaster-proof. So on today's show, we have Leif Watkins and Brigitte Bedell from ioSafe. So thank you very much, guys, for coming on the show. How is life going for you?
Great. Thank you, Barb, for the great introduction.
Hey, Barb.
Just running around the country and working with great people like yourself and, trying to have fun doing it while providing, the best products that we can offer and working hard to make sure people have solutions for their data.
Yeah, I saw a video on YouTube about it. So how does ioSafe technology work? Like, how does this fireproof and waterproof device work and keep all of information data safe?
Yeah, so at its core, there's basically 2 layers. Inner layer surrounds the disks to keep them waterproof, and that we call that the ioSafe. And then the flow-safe or fireproof data cache surrounding that allows for airflow during normal operation to, reduce disk heat, but then creates that barrier during a fire event to actually push steam back out of those flow-safe vents. And if you ever see us around at any of the technology shows that we're doing at different distributors and different industry shows, it's really interesting. We invite everybody to stop by and take a look, and we can really show you visually, how the system works and how it protects those disks. The boxes themselves do, receive damage from the fire, but it's really about protecting the data. I can build as many boxes as you need. What I can't do is recreate somebody's data, so that's what we're protecting and focused on protecting, during those events.
Yeah, because I noticed that your product appeals to people who are anti-cloud, because now that they know that they have this secure device that's local and they can keep it in these extreme I'll use a greenhouse as an example, because Ontario, yours to grow is our new slogan these days with all the greenhouses. Phil is just like, oh, Barb, I can't.
It's a place to grow.
Oh, a place to grow. Yours to discover, a place to grow.
Ontario.
Okay. Everybody's...
Yeah, so they definitely appeal to people who are anti-cloud or cloud limited, but yet they can integrate with cloud very well also. So, the true best case cloud solution or a hybrid solution, as it's talked about, would address securing your data locally and keeping that data secure at the point of creation all the way to the end or cloud location. So ioSafe provides you that real end-to-end capabilities. So it can integrate into so many different businesses and provide a solution for so many different businesses and sizes of business in this way, because it can be your localized, secure, privatized network that is only accessible by you, or it can then integrate into all kinds of different hybrid situations where you're creating your own cloud, where you're integrating into another public or private cloud. So there's a lot of ability to integrate, and we're always happy to visit with people and talk about strategies and what the best case or business case for them would be in that network architecture.
So I've seen your ioSafe devices in a lot of fancy and I call them fancy because they're like enterprise level solution places. Like I've seen them at McDonald's, I've seen them at Oracle, I've seen them at Cargill. But then I also noticed on your website that you offer it for the home person as well. So how many different types of machines do you have, and are they like specific for, if you're in a freezer storage warehousing area, you got to use this one. If you're in a greenhouse area, you have to use like this one. Like, is it the same box for everything, or are they like different devices?
I'll speak into that.
No, I mean, so the home use device typically would be like a USB attached. That would be the Solo G3. It's a single disk system. A home user can just connect it right to their computer whenever they want to push backups or store files, photos, things like that. But that's not to say the other, larger devices, network devices, or even the server that we produce couldn't be used in a home environment. It could. These are typically more business-oriented devices, but I have seen pretty much all of our devices go into every different use case. Large enterprise, a lot of the time they're standardizing on the NAS or the server, depending on their use case. We have regional insurance companies, local municipality governments, things like that have found some really nice use cases for our server. And then, other large enterprise going with the bigger 5-bay NAS systems, where they have, larger data sets that they're dealing with or need, multiple Ethernet ports for connectivity in their network environment. And then I've even seen large enterprise go with some of the USB devices where they can connect direct to each and every server because they want a very quick snapshot of their, configuration and data on each and every server right there locally that they can grab a hold of if they need to. So it seems as if every IT professional has their own strategy. It's usually based on some core values of the industry, but they strategize and implement solutions in different ways. So it's something again that we love to talk to people about, and would be happy to help them with that solution if they need it. So, yeah, a lot of choices, a lot of opportunity to integrate at different levels.
I like what you said, that like each person, integrates with respect to their own core values. So it's really important that you use good stuff, because the IT industry, it's not like any type of other industry. Like, we're not regulated. So you really have to make sure that you know what it is that you're talking about and how to use a device appropriately. So is every ioSafe device waterproof and fireproof, like every single one? Like, that's the claim to fame?
Every single one, with the exception of the rugged portable, which actually is not available right now. And I'm kind of getting to some things I wanted to mention at the end on some new products, but that's all right.
Okay.
So we are replacing the rugged portable with a new design this year.
Is that so that it could work with the GoPro on the head? No, I'm just kidding.
Good idea, Barbara.
Yeah, but that one's coming out with USB-C, new chipset inside. Through leveraging some vendors globally, we've been able to, work on our price point and get that down quite a bit and a little more affordable in the consumer market. So that's a waterproof little portable device. We've sold that, to, again, a spattering of different types of organizations and people, from the home user, photographers, highly in demand for them, as well as military use, because it's designed out of a built-in aluminum case. You could drive a tank over the thing and it's not going to crush it. Your data is going to be secure in there. It is not fireproof, however. Because of the size, it doesn't allow us to put that fireproof barrier in there. But it's a great little device, and that should be coming out hopefully by the end of August, so pretty soon.
So when someone uses an ioSafe device or any type of backup and disaster recovery system, when they use a device and they trust that it is doing the backups on a regular basis and everything is good, when the device fails, because they are machines and machines do fail, is there like a warranty with it, or like how does that work? Because I've noticed that for myself, I never used to do this before, but whenever I buy things, I'm like, what's the warranty, 1 year or 3 years? And it's usually because I know that I don't want to have to save to buy this thing again, and I know that it's going to have to be replaced. Like, I've gone through, like on a personal note, I've gone through 3 fridges. I grew up with 1 fridge my entire life. I'm on my 3rd fridge in the house, and the last one, I bought the extended warranty, and 2 months out, it like fried, and I was just like, oh, come on. So it's funny because I started off with an expensive one. Then I went to the middle of the range one. And now I'm with the cheap one, as long as it fits in the hole.
Something that's cold.
Yes, that's exactly it. Something that's cold. So do these devices have warranties on them? Like how does all that come into place? Because it's hardware.
Yeah, so absolutely they have warranties. Typically, the standard, we just actually changed this program, and all ioSafe devices are coming standard with a 2-year warranty for hardware.
Yep.
And a 5-year option to upgrade. So you can upgrade it to 5 years. Along with that, because the devices are designed the way they are to deal with disaster situations, fires, floods, etc., we offer a data recovery program as well that is integrated into the warranty, and that's to cover $2,500 per terabyte of the device. So in the event you have an issue that requires recovery, we actually are covering that cost. Data recovery costs can get extremely expensive. Single disk systems, could average around $1,800 to $2,000. $1,800 to $2,000, and then when you start talking about NAS or servers with multiple rated drives and things like that, your recovery costs can really escalate quickly. So we're covering that, during that data recovery period, and it's been found to be a great help to small to large businesses alike. That it's an insurance for that data recovery piece when it happens.
Yeah, because when that is happening in your business life, when your moneymaker machine is interrupted, you're freaking out. Like, everything is based off an emotional decision. So you kind of need help and guidance, and having a solid backup device is your only insurance company for keeping your business moving forward in a positive direction, because the business insurance, when you look at it, when we pay to run our businesses here in Canada, they just cover your building. Mm-hmm. You know what? They cover tangible items, but they don't cover your data. Mm-hmm. Like, they're not going to ensure that everyone's getting paid. They're not going to cover your receivables or anything like that. And that's what businesses are these days. And next thing you know, poof, it's gone. But
what's great about that 5-year policy, Barbara, is that, let's say, for instance, at year 4, the customer has a fire or a flood. We're gonna replace everything. We're going to replace, the ioSafe, the data. We're going to recover it if necessary. So, it's essentially an insurance policy for your data.
Yeah. So what practical advice do you have for our listeners? Like, what's one takeaway that you want them to remember you guys and ioSafe by to help them be better in the future in making decisions when it comes to their... I'm rambling, but you're getting it, Jeff. Like, what do you want them to know?
Well, first and foremost, I think we've always promoted, and you mentioned it earlier, the rule of backup 3-2-1. Always have 3 copies, at least in two different devices, and we like to put a twist on that and say, and at least one system being an ioSafe, right?
Yeah, I get it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead, Barb.
Oh, no, I thought Brigitte was going to say something.
No, I was just laughing at Leif.
Okay. All right. So,
from the practical aspect is, remember ioSafe, remember that there's a solution out there that can truly give you end-to-end protection for your data. The cloud's great. Our products integrate with the cloud, and we promote even using that if it's capable or within your specific strategy. And therefore, ioSafe has its place in just about every aspect of every business, from small to large. If you're a small company with large data sets and you can't afford monthly cloud fees or don't want to, or you have some very proprietary data, ioSafe is a solution for you, and we're still working to promote that name and understanding of what we do. So there's a lot of people out there that may not know about our product set and what it actually accomplishes today. Just the fact that we are available. We'd love to talk to, any from end user to MSP. We do mainly, we're a channel organization, and we work with our partners. So when we engage with end users, a lot of the time we're trying to find, a good partner like yourself, Barb, and your company to, work with them in the field. But absolutely want to be able to support those people as well, the MSPs, your traditional VARs, and make sure that the end users are getting good solutions that solve pain points for them.
Yeah, thank you so much for all the help that you've enlightened me with, because it's great to know that I have this solution to present to some of the... It's not yours to grow. What is it? What's a
place to grow.
A place to grow. Because they have automation comes into place in these like extreme environments. And there's small businesses and there's big businesses. And I know that you've seen them all, Leif. So I'm prepping you for my next question, because it's a biggie. Since you've seen so many extreme environments, small businesses and big businesses, what is the most important thing, Leif, you've ever learned?
The most important thing from a business aspect.
You can go personal too. It doesn't really matter, but
yeah, it's really hard to come up with the most important thing, right? Really has to do with, what are you talking about? From a personal aspect, working very hard, paying attention to detail, and trying to do the best you can at everything you do. And it kind of translates across the board in many different ways. Well, what are we talking about today? Specifically data, So when you're looking at your data, one is the most important thing is that you need to actually look at your data and understand what it is and what does it do for you. I like to call this a risk assessment. How much is it worth? ioSafe comes at a little higher price point initially than some of other traditional type NAS devices. But really, and being honest with yourself, when you ask yourself, what is my data worth? And what is it going to cost me? 40% of small businesses that lose data go out of business. They never reopen. I think it's within about a year after that, 20% more of those businesses fail because of data loss. So if the answer to your question or your risk analysis is that if I lose data, I'm out of business, I think it's worth your money to invest in a solution that is going to remove that risk, in the best possible way. So I think, from a learning aspect, what's the most important thing to do is understanding your data, what it means to your company and to your company's ability to, continue business, even in the face of a disaster.
You know what? That was really easily said, and I love it. I think I'm going to use it a lot. Understand your data. What is your data? What does it do to you? What does it do for you? Yeah, and what is it worth? Because insurance isn't going to cover your data. You have to take care of that yourself.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yes, so you do need to do the risk analysis, because if you lose your data, it's a very majority of North America businesses. Yes, there are the conglomerates and things like that. Sure. But for the majority, there were small businesses here and things like that. Like, it's nice to sing for your supper. There's a lot of work that gets involved, and it's very heartbreaking if you were to lose it all, to lose your life's work. And
make sure it's like your data's like your refrigerator. Make sure you put your leftovers in there, so when the fridge fails, at least you have something to take care of.
No, it's like the Coleman cooler or your Yeti cooler. Make sure you have one of those.
No, ioSafe is the Yeti of NAS. Right?
That, you know what, Brigitte? That's perfect. It's the Yeti of NAS, and everybody loves their Yetis.
Data is like a Bubba mug. It's just big enough for your duties.
Oh, Phil. Okay, well, thank you, Leif, and thank you, Brigitte, for chatting with us on No Tech Talk. That's KNOW. And it was great. It was really enlightening. Thank you so much. You guys are all on the other side.
Thank you, Barb. It was a pleasure to be here.
All right. Well, you've been listening to Leif Watkins and Brigitte Bedell of ioSafe. So if any of our listeners have any questions about their IT vulnerabilities, or if they have questions about their computer environments or computer security, call me, 905-542-9759, or visit cdntechnologies.com, and you can always get me direct at barbrap.tv.
Took a trip on a bus that I didn't know. Met a girl selling drinks at the disco. That truth comes back when you let it go.